It's me, Cassie Gruber here. So I wanted to log in and tell you guys about how things are going with my third trimester. It's been definitely a journey so far, but I do have to say that from about the middle of my second trimester, so about mid-January up until now, things have been really good. So my energy's been really good. I've been feeling good. I've been having a lot more motivation to do things and get things done, which has been like freaking fantastic. Because before, in my first and part of my second trimester, I was just like going through the motions every single day. So I've been doing a lot more exercising, definitely a lot more walking. I think that walking is one of my favorite things to do, just to get my blood moving and stuff like that. So I probably try to walk about 5 days a week for like 30 minutes at least, just to get myself going. And I've been doing a lot more exercising and being in the weight room, which totally makes me happy. I love just feeling more connected to my muscles and feeling some burn. I definitely don't go all out by any means, and I'm not strong enough to go all out. I've gained like 32 pounds so far, and I can definitely feel it. So I for sure can't lift as heavy as I did before. But I mean, exercising when you're pregnant isn't supposed to be about building muscle. It's supposed to be something that feels really good and basically just gets your blood flowing. You're kind of in like maintenance mode, kind of a thing, I guess. So for me, it's been all about just making my body feel really good. So, and helping to reduce pain in some different areas. So it's been working out really well for me, and I really, really am happy with it. Definitely not as intense or as long as my workouts used to be. They're probably about like 30 minutes. And I probably work out like 3 or 4 days a week, just depending on how I'm feeling, or if I have enough energy, or some days I'm just mentally I'm not in it, and so I just am like, whatever, screw it. So, but it's definitely got to be a priority. I at least try and get some movement in by walking, because that does make me feel really good. So exercising up to this point so far has actually really helped me to strengthen up kind of around like my hips. So your body actually releases this hormone called relaxin, and that's exactly what it does. It relaxes all of your joints, especially around like your stomach and your hips, that area, so that you can make room for the baby to grow. So at first it felt really fantastic because I was like loosey-goosey and like feeling all fit, all great and whatever, but it kind of starts to catch up with you after a little while. And so I started feeling some more back pain. So I started going to the chiropractor, somebody that specializes in doing pregnancy chiropractic work, so that I could release a lot of the tension and the stiffness that I was having in my back that was kind of coming up into my neck. So that has been feeling fantastic. I don't go all the time, but it does really help to go, especially because everything really moves easily and flows really loose, and so you need something to just kind of put you back in order. So that's been really great for me. But with exercising, it's been helping to really strengthen up kind of my glutes and my hamstrings, because my front hip flexor group muscles have been kind of taking over, because all my center of gravity has like shifted to the front. And so it's kind of making me tip this way a little bit more. So I'm definitely feeling it a lot more in my lower back. So I've had to do a ton of hip stretching, strengthening up my outer thighs, strengthening up my butt and the backs of my legs, just so that that stays nice and strong, and so that I still use that part of my body, so that my front area, especially like where your legs bend right in that area, it doesn't get so tight. So if you've ever exercised or like if you go walking or something and you feel that you get kind of crampy in your stomach, it's because of those round ligaments. So round ligaments are a part of like your hip flexor group where it starts kind of in your groin and then it comes up and it wraps around your stomach. So of course, as your stomach grows, they stretch. And it doesn't always feel the best. And if you're doing a lot of like sudden movements or sometimes when you're exercising, it can be painful or it feels like you're cramping. So what I have found to be like the best thing for me to get rid of that round ligament pain is, one, to continue to keep on doing my exercise, because that's the only thing that's going to strengthen up my lower back and my butt and the back of my legs, so that the front group of muscles doesn't take over so much. But to also do some really good hip stretches or some groin stretches. So that will really help to loosen up those round ligaments in your stomach. Like if you kind of feel like it's not necessarily a side cramp, but it's like a lower belly cramp and you can feel it. It's either on the right or left side, or sometimes it can be both sides. If you just do some stretching, like sometimes when I'm walking, I'll start to cramp up on one side of my stomach and I'll just stop and do some stretching, some hip stretching, and really it works fantastically, because basically it's just you're kind of leaning forward and that group of muscles is really tightening and pulling things in. So you just really need to stretch. So for me, working on a lot of like the back of my legs and my lower back has really helped to release a lot of that tension in the front so that my round ligaments don't get so tight. So that is one of my primary main goals when I'm exercising right now, is just to make sure that I'm always targeting that and always being aware of how tight are my hips today, because I need to stretch them out or strengthen them or something. So yeah, so exercise for me has been really great so far, and I've been feeling really good. It's been making me feel really good, and I have a lot more energy. I'm a lot more talkative, as you can see. But so entering into my third trimester, I'm about 2.5 weeks in now. I've been feeling fantastic. So I really hope that this energy stays up as long as possible. I know that with exercising, I'll be able to keep it up as long as I can. So, and it'll of course help my energy to be better throughout, the rest of my pregnancy. So, yeah, we'll just see how the rest of it kind of goes with that area. So some other things, about just like my sleep, of course, during the second trimester, sleep was freaking fantastic. I slept so great. And when I went to my chiropractor, of course, my back was really stiff and it was hurting. And she told me to get a pregnancy pillow. So at first I was like, no, I don't need to get a pregnancy pillow. That's dumb. I'm fine. Whatever. I don't need it. And so she told me, because my hips were shifted forward, because I tend to sleep. Actually, I'm a stomach sleeper. So if any of you are a stomach sleeper and you're trying to sleep on your side or on your back, you know exactly what I'm feeling, because it is just not for me. I can't sleep at all if I'm not sleeping on my stomach. So I more kind of sleep partially on my stomach, and even sometimes I can feel the baby like move from like my right side to just go whoop, move over to the left side, just because that's the side I'm leaning on and he's over there and he doesn't want to be squished. So, and then I have my arm up and my left knee is bent and it kind of comes up like this, and so it kind of pushes my hips out of proportion. So that was a lot of the resulting cause of a lot of my back pain, is just because of how I was sleeping too. So my chiropractor told me to get a pregnancy pillow. And so of course I was like, ugh, fine, I'll get a pregnancy pillow. So I get a pregnancy pillow and I hate it. Of course. I tried sleeping with it for maybe a week and my neck was hurting, my back was hurting, everything on me is just not my normal position. So I don't use it very often right now, but I do sometimes put a pillow in between my knees if I need to change my position, just because I tend to kind of move around a lot when I'm sleeping. So pregnancy pillows, I don't think they're all that amped up to what everybody's love and expectations are of it, but then again, I'm a stomach sleeper and I love sleeping on my stomach, and I have my hands underneath my face, and that's just how I sleep. So we are officially in the 10-week countdown, which is totally crazy and super exciting. My husband and I are freaking excited for this little boy to come out. It's a boy, if you didn't know that it's a boy, and we're super jazzed about it. So I have 4 nieces and I have 1 nephew. So I'm super excited that we're bringing another boy into the family. I think we need a little bit more diversity, so it'll be really cool. And we have a ton, the next 10 weeks are just going to fly by super fast. We have a ton of appointments. We have some baby showers, which are exciting. We have a breastfeeding class. We have our birthing class. And we have events going on. And pretty much, and if he ends up coming early, it's pretty much going to be like, bam, 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 he's here. And the next 2 months are going to fly by like crazy fast. So I told my husband the other day just to kind of buckle up and get ready for the ride because everything these next 2 months are going to fly so fast. So he just kind of took a deep breath and was like, okay. So, and speaking of that, in 2 weeks, we're celebrating my mom's 60th birthday. So yay! My mom, she's healthy and happy and looks fantastic. Her health is fantastic. So we are celebrating her 60th birthday and we're going to we live in Minnesota, so we really can't go to a water park right now, but we can definitely go to a hotel that has a little mini water park in it. And all my nieces are really small yet, and so of course they're going to love the water. So, but that means that I need to wear a swimsuit. I'm not super jazzed about it. And finding cute swimsuits that I really like. Normally I'm a bikini swimsuit wearer because I'm an athlete, so everything is fine. Currently right now with an extra 32 pounds on my body, it's going to be very interesting. So I have to figure out what kind of swimsuit that I want to get. Something that fits me and that I don't feel like a cow in. So I'll have to do some shopping and see what I can find either online or in a store. So we'll see. So if you have some favorite pregnancy, maternity, swimsuit places that you like to go to or that you found some really great stuff, send it on over to me because I would appreciate it. It's in a couple of weeks, so just an FYI. So yeah, so overall for me, exercising has been really good. My energy has been really good. And currently, actually, I've been eating a lot more protein. So if you watched my video before, I talked about how protein just like made me want to vomit. Even the sight of it, I was like, no, I couldn't do it. So that's been getting a lot better. So I'm really happy about that. My favorite things, every morning I have 2 superfood shakes, which I love. It's been like 6 years since I've been using these meal replacement shakes, and I always have one for breakfast, and I always have one like 3-ish hours later, and I love them. They give me tons of energy. They taste really freaking good, and I'm not a huge morning eater, so I don't like to chew things in the morning. I like to consume things, but I don't like to really chew things in the morning. So for me, smoothies and these shakes just like work perfectly, and they hold me over. They're over 200 calories, so they're actually like a meal, and it's not just like this 90-calorie protein shake grossness. So I love that. It has tons of vitamins and minerals, so I make sure that I get that stuff in because I know he needs it as much as I need it. So that, and I still haven't been really liking a lot of veggies, and normally I love veggies. Salads once in a while are fine, but normally I really love veggies, and I'm just like, can't do it yet. So I do have the Super Greens mix that I also add into my shakes. They're from Isogenics. They're really fantastic. I like them. So if you haven't heard of it, you can go look it up if you want to. But they're the Isogenics Isolane shakes, and they're greens superfood stuff that I put in there just so that I can get lots of nutrients from greens, because I'm definitely not getting it from vegetables at this point. So, and that's kind of in my morning. Actually, in the afternoon, I really love eating like a protein oatmeal. So I call it my fluffy oats, and I use it with, I make it with oats and with egg whites, and I'll put some coconut oil in there or MCT oil in there. And I might put in like some berries, or just put in like more stevia and cinnamon, and I love it. I'm obsessed with it. I've actually been putting a ton of bananas in there, so I'll put like stevia in there to sweeten it, and put some cinnamon over it, and then cut up a banana, and oh, it's so good. I'm obsessed with it. So pretty much like all my food lately has been almost the same thing, because it's just like stuff that I crave and I love, and I know that it's healthy, so I don't feel bad about eating it, because I'm like, this is really good for me. There's lots of great stuff in here. So that's like my morning 3 things that I'm totally in love with. And I'm kind of obsessed with sandwiches right now too. So I eat a lot of sandwiches. I really like sandwiches. So they hold me over. They taste really good. And I do use a good quality bread, because that I'm not a huge like grain person normally. So, or like eat a lot of bread. It just kind of makes me tired. But oddly enough, during this pregnancy, it hasn't really mattered. My lactose intolerance hasn't really mattered too much. So, or affected me, I guess I should say, too much. So I've been having a better quality bread, and making sure that if there's like deli meat in there, that I warm it up in the microwave, so that I can eat it, being pregnant. And then my husband and I will do something good for dinner. So, and I eat a lot of fruit. I really love right now clementines. So good. And I eat a lot of like frozen berries and cherries in my shakes in the morning. And I eat a lot of Honeycrisp apples, because they're so juicy and crispy and just so good. Sorry. So that's kind of just like what I've been eating. And I've just really been enjoying this process so far. Some days are better than others. Some days my energy is better than others. But hopefully this stays for the long term, so that maybe only like the last month, couple weeks of my pregnancy is when I really start to slow down and get tired. I don't know. We'll see. We'll see how it goes. So, so yeah, thanks for watching, and I'll see you guys at my next update. Bye.